Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Let me just sort some stuff out. I'm gonna put this here. Okay, so Happy New Year. Didn't come on yesterday because of a lot of reasons. I needed to catch up on my sleep, and as you can see, I am pretty still sleepy. I did have so many epiphanies that I'm excited to share and with everybody heal this issue. And it's something to do with like gaslighting and that looks good, right? I heard something. Never mind. Should I explain that to you? Why I was like being like because one of my sports pants, like something like leggings, it has like a hole. The seam broke, and then I was using it to do the gym, to walk on the treadmill, and then I didn't realize that I have like a scar, so I couldn't like touch the scar on the side of my leg. So anyway, let's just say our blessings, our prayers. Hope that you have a wonderful new year. Where's my phone? So I was going to like appear here. You saw me like not visible because I'm like, I forgot my phone. Oh, I forgot to get the candles, because I think for me, I like to be in a very nice surrounding when I do my healings live stream. How many of you feel like over the past 20 days we've been doing massive healings? Excuse my the words don't. I get expressed the way it should. Let me like chill for a while, and then we shall get back on track. How did I spend my New Year's Eve? I spent the day of my New Year's Eve in the morning. I didn't get enough sleep because I had to do I had to do some stuff, because I keep on forgetting that I have to go to the bank to get a new card, because I forgot the old PIN. That is one of the cards that I have but I don't use. And then I got locked out of the online bank, and I'm like, okay, that is definitely something I have to do before the year ends. And it was like just yesterday. Was it yesterday? 2 days ago? 2 days ago. I don't know, something like that. And then I spent the day because the bank is near the mall, and then I was going around the mall, and I had a really nice sun-dried tomato. How do you pronounce ciabatta? Ciabatta? I'm going to look it up, just so that we're not all serious and stuff. We get to know each other. Ciabatta, hot ciabatta sandwich. How do you pronounce it? Is it Italian? Yeah. Ciabatta. Why is this guy speaking in
Ciabatta?
It definitely has a slang. It is an Italian pronunciation. Ciabatta. Ciabatta. I had that. It's sun-dried tomato, and I'm like, as I was eating it, I remember all the times that I had nice food, and then the nice food like I had in front of the Duomo in Milan. When I went there in the morning, there was a sandwich, salmon, poached egg, sour cream. It was hot. It was fresh. But then the next day I tried it again. It didn't feel so great. So I think every time you want to try something new, just remember the memory and try something else. And then I remember when I was eating my lunch, and then I remember, oh, I had like gnocchi arrabbiata in Venice. And then all my memories about eating nice food around the world came back. And then when I was, when I was in Budapest, Hungary, because I don't know, in Budapest I just feel at home, and I didn't do a lot of travels. I mean trips, tours. Like I wasn't really a tourist. I was just doing the pub crawls every night for like 4 to 5 nights ish. No lah, like maybe like 3, 4 nights. So every morning when I wake up, I'm hungry. Like, what is famished? Is famished like full, or brain just doesn't? Yeah, I was famished, and then I went to the food court in the mall near the central station. Now I can vividly remember it, my Europe trips, and then I had this very nice potato. It was sweet potato with some kind of sauce, like either it's mayo or sour cream or cream cheese. It was amazing. And then yesterday, like for New Year's Eve, suddenly around 11 a.m. because I arrived at the, so I'm just trying to break the ice, like trying to not talk about healing so much, but I'm just sharing to you my story about my day. I was so hungry that I went to the convenience store, and then I got the thing that I used to get when I'm really hungry late at night, and then there's a 7-Eleven, and it's actually like a fine noodle with sausages, a little bit of small spicy sauce, and a little piece of omelette. So I had that and water. I actually have the bottle of water here. It's empty. I haven't thrown it out yet. And then I went next door to the bank. And after I got the bank done, I got the bank card done. I went around. I went to the first place that always entices me, always, because it sells candles, bath stuff, shower gels, room sprays, and all these things. And then I was feeling kind of like I was like thinking and feeling, oh, it's on sale, but let's just admire the stuff. And then I was feeling, and then I just checked my phone. Like I was just looking at the things I like, but I couldn't afford. And then I was like, but I knew that I saved some money by not spending any of the money I got. I knew that I can at least buy one. And then like one candle, because it's on sale, it's like about $15, $15 US. And then I was like looking, okay, there's a missed call. Okay, let me call it back, because I put my phone on silent. Most of the time my phone is always on silent, and not a lot of people call, but if they call, then I will call them back. Because my sleeping pattern is random. And then I called her back, and then she's asking to meet for a session, because she looked me up on Google and she found my website at meredithmynrose.com. And then she said, can we meet? Like, are you free today? And I mentioned her, I'm actually outside right now, but what time do you think of? She said like around 5, and I'm like, okay, let me call you back around 1 or 2, because I just want to make sure that I give myself the time that I deserve at the mall. I don't want to rush. And then after I came back around like 1:30 p.m., I just gave her a call. I wanted to push it to tomorrow because I lack of sleep, but she said she might not be able to make it tomorrow. And then I'm like, it felt natural for me to just say, okay, maybe like we just get it started at 4:30. So I had a client, yay! And then knowing that I had a client, I'm like, should we risk this? Can we like buy something in advance? And then I'm like, maybe. I mean, I do have the money I saved up. because I didn't spend money. And then so basically I got myself a few really nice candles, and one of the really nice one is called I can't, can I like show it to you? I got this one. Okay, wait, let me try and show it to you. I mean, if you came on earlier, you would have seen it. I don't think I can move it really because the wax has melted. I don't want it to. Over or so I got this one. Can you see how pretty it is? Like, try not to spill the wax over the fire. So this was my present for feeling so bad on. I mean, I don't know why, but the universe gave me like, go for it. You can afford it. I can afford it. Oh. Oh. Okay, so is my microphone okay, everybody? Okay. So, and then after the session ends with the client, I'm like, all I want, she asked me what am I doing for New Year's Eve. I'm like, catching up on my sleep. and then I catch up on my sleep and I woke up like 11 p.m. and then I was like so hungry. And then McDonald's doesn't send. And then I was eating like pieces of bread, just like plain bread, just to like cover my hunger. And then around like 11:50 p.m. I went to up the rooftop to watch the fireworks. There was like a lot of people, and some people were doing like food barbecue and stuff. And then after that, I just came down. I don't know what I was doing after that. It was like I tried to fall asleep, and I did, but I woke up around like 9 a.m., which is yesterday. And then I waited 2 hours to go out because I needed to buy groceries. And then after I bought groceries, oh my god. And then when I was out, so sorry for like, if you guys are like waiting for me to get into the topic, I just want to share this. You can skip it to whenever. If you're on replay, just kind of like go forward if you don't want to hear this. So in the car on the way to buy groceries, I kind of like doze off, like just like 5-second doze off, and then it was so hot, and then I kind of almost wanted to faint. So I told myself, okay, this is very dangerous. If you really fainted, it will be so. I don't want to even imagine it. So I have to catch up on my sleep, and even I had like coffee, and then when I came back, I kind of like vomit. I had like what I had for lunch. I wanted to have chicken rice, in the mall because there was this new place that opens a chicken rice shop, but it was so far for me to walk to, and I just ended up getting like coffee at Starbucks, tuna sandwich, and chicken lasagna. That was my lunch yesterday. And for dinner, I had a really fast and easy bowl of sardine pasta, which doesn't taste really good because it was kind of like lazy cooking. And then now I'm here after feeling so rested. Oh yeah, and then I slept, and then I made dinner. And then my dream is weird, and I had toxic people coming into my dream, trying to be friends with me, and I'm like, I know you're not real. I know you're not for real. Like the girl, one of the girl, like the psychopath I mentioned, she was there also, and then her other captor, or the older woman, both were my clients previously, but then they, gossip slander. And then she was trying to invite me into her house, and I'm like, no. And then the other psychopath that I'm going to talk about today, that I will mention this topic titled Gaslighting, is a tactic to take someone emotional hostage and control their mind and body for exploitation. So I am guessing that this might be like a long video. So, and sometimes when I say it's going to be long, it ended up short. Thanks to being gaslighted, my intention is also gaslighted. My expectation is also gaslighted. So we'll see what happens. But I will share to you. So it's like 18 minutes to get me to finish talking about my evening, my New Year's Eve. Gaslighting is a tactic to take someone emotional hostage and control their mind and body for exploitation. Where should I begin? I should begin with a few days ago, which is my last live stream. I talk about how I'm having a bad day, and it kind of shows because my skin looks very parched because of that. About 2012, 6 years ago, I was taken hostage by the psychopath in her car, and she was so desperate to get me to stay with her because she doesn't want to be alone on New Year's Eve or whatever. Because it was 31st December 2012. It was like a week or less than a week after I wrap up my Christmas bazaar, where I had like 1 month of doing my offers, like skincare offers, herbal skincare products, natural handmade products, and then also a few months before that, I started to go into gym. So in December I got really fit, and then 6 months before that, or in May, I guess it's 7 months. In May, I was traveling to Europe for like 3 months, and because of all the things that I've achieved, of all the emotions, of all the ways I've nourished myself, taken care of myself, provided for myself, or like made decisions to increase my level of happiness, that woman, that psychopath, saw me feel better, feel bigger, feel happier. And she decided that she's gonna get me to go out with her. And then the thing is that I remember the call, like, why is she being like this? Like, why? And then it didn't even occur to me that I could say no, because to them, like to these types of people who are toxic, your boundaries are now held hostage to them. And then it was really late and I want to go home, but she got me, like, I have my own car, and she got me to get out of my car and into hers, whereas like I'm like going to say bye, like why, like she was just so clingy, and she got me into her car and I don't know what's the reason, and I couldn't question it, you see. And then because when you're dealing with toxic people, they control logic, they control, because they're so desperate. And I'm not just saying this as a like as a I'm literally explaining the desperation bit. When they are very desperate, they control your reality, your logic, your everything to do with what you are, where you're going, and all this, because they're trying to possess you. They're trying to take your life for themselves. So 6 years ago, the thing that happened reminded me of what I mentioned in my previous video, about having this bad day and having this issue with the contractor supervisor. And the issue is that the contractor supervisor is exactly like that woman, the female psychopath. Because I fully see that through the entire conversation, it was a full gaslighting action. What is gaslighting? If I'm gaslighting you right now, I would bring up your darkest emotions just to dismiss it. I would bring up about you might have been raped, and then I would just wave it away. And I would look for the most darkest emotions you have, but I will not respect it. I would just dig it up, bring it up, and make you feel it, and make you feel unheard, and make you feel make you lose focus in the darkest emotions that you have. So when you are gaslighted with a person who's toxic with the intention to take control of you, they will anchor you. When you're around them, they will anchor you to feel bitter, resentment, every dark emotion that you have that would make you lock up in feeling miserable. And as I mentioned previous video, we talk about feeling miserable, feeling helpless and miserable and powerless. The contractor that I mentioned, she was doing all of that, and I realized, I opened my eyes about 2 days ago, before on the New Year's Eve, and I really wanted to go on here, but I couldn't because I was so exhausted. And I don't know if it's an accidentally or I just realized that, oh my god, she was gaslighting me. Oh my god, she was gaslighting me. How? She keeps on asking really personal questions. She digs every emotions that she can to throw to my face. She asked me, where does my family lives? And then I kind of like like that, like, and then she kind of like I answer, but she wants to ask more, and I'm like, I just feel like she's trying to like control my emotions, like she's trying to strike, like she's like a snake. She's also like a shark, like a snake. She's like trying to sense any dark emotions you have, and she's going to like anchor it. And there's this new thing that I learned. Toxic people anchors their presence in your darkest memories and feelings, emotions. She was trying to anchor her control by trying to control my darkest emotions. And what I guess is that I think I think my healings that I've been doing for the past many years actually helps me to get into a new level where, I mean, even though I am not quick, I still have sense of self-control to recognize it. Like, I recognize this gaslighting quite late, but to finally recognize what is gaslighting. Is anybody saying something or no? Okay, I'm just gonna keep it there. To finally recognize gaslighting happening to your face. They provoke fear, they invoke fear, they choose languages, and they bring up questions. And why do they need to do that? Why do anyone need to do that? Because they have a malicious intention. They want to control you. And I remember something that she won't let me speak of to anybody. Now I'm like feeling like I cannot. grab it. She said that, no, she made me feel very vulnerable, which isn't mine. One of the conversation that it ended with, or else I would invite you here anytime. And I'm like, what? What did I just say? Why did I say that? So that's her intention. And the thing is that it reminds me of the psychopath who taken me emotional hostage in her car. She and her, same. Fucking same. It reminds me of when I was in the car in 2012, 31st December, where the thing I say is not what I want, but I didn't recognize it then. And now when it happened again, the things I say, I know I don't want to say it. I'm like, I catch myself after I said it, and I'm like, no. So I was being like, I think what they both have in common is that they come from poor backgrounds. They're not like people who, I don't know why though, right? Like, I don't want to be mean to poor people, but there's poor people who are evil, and there's poor people who are nice, who are kind, who don't bully people, who don't use emotional hostage, blackmail, intimidation, aggravation, desperation to force someone to accept them, because she's trying to get sympathy from me, because she was like, I don't know why she does this. Maybe we have to learn to tell them, I don't care. Excuse me, I don't care. We should learn to say that. Because the first time I felt weirded out is that she was standing in front of my door. She was saying all this nasty thing about, I don't know, nasty thing. And I was like, I think one of our own toxic behaviors that we put up with it. We don't recognize that. We don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear this. No. I don't want to hear this. I'm leaving. Fuck it, I'm off. I'm out. Fuck it, I'm out. Fuck it, I'm leaving. So we need to learn to recognize when our attention is being exploited, when our presence is being toyed with. That some people, like, really, I'm saying this really, in fact, some people don't deserve our attention or our time. And we need to control that. We need to take control of the people who demands our time and attention. And we cannot just be polite. Polite people are pushovers, and it's fine. People call you a bitch, fine. As long as you're not a stupid, polite girl who gets taken advantage of, right? If they call you a bitch, if they call you nasty, if they try to call you bad names, guess what? They don't get what they want. And they're trying to make you feel terrible because that's how they feel. They feel terrible. They feel fucked up. They are depressed or desperate. But it's got nothing to do with you. People who are irresponsible will try their luck to try and engage with anyone who would give them the time of day. So don't be open to give them the time of day. I have coffee. I'm gonna drink it slowly. I'm gonna make this noises. Sorry, I might whine and it's so bitter. Oh my god, this coffee is so bitter. What changed? Has mine? Oh. I've been drinking coconut water. I decided that I'm going to start putting coconut water in my grocery list. So I think the coconut water was flushing out stuff. I think the coconut water was removing my bloatiness. Do they do that? Shouldn't you like Google this later? I'm like telling myself off. Oh. Coconut water is a real healer. It's refreshing and an excellent substitute for a sugar-based drink. It's rich in potassium, which helps counter sodium-induced bloating. Coconut water not only flushes the sodium out of the body, but also regulates the cleansing process. You guys, you have to start drinking coconut water. I feel like because when I was drinking, I drank coconut water for like 2 days, 3 or 2 days straight. Like first I bought like the small one. Oh no, the small one, the small bottle, and I put it in the fridge. And then I forgot it was there. And then I was really thirsty, and then I had it. And then I'm like, oh my god, this tastes so good. Because usually I just drank it from the box, small box. But then I pour it in my glass, and then I drank it, and it tastes so much better if you just pour it into a glass. And then I got another 2. So when I was really hungry at New Year's Eve, I have had 2 little boxes of coconut water. And then early this morning when I went to the groceries, I got this one. I got this. And you're meant to drink it in 3 days and refrigerate it. It's like about near to a half, almost half left. So I'm just gonna put it in the fridge and drink it like not tomorrow but the day after that. I'm gonna finish it the day after that. So oh yeah, I should have put it in the fridge. So anyway, yeah, drink coconut water, it helps. Can I just take 5 minutes off? So if during this time, if you're watching on the replay, you should comment on the video telling me how did you spend your New Year's Eve? How'd you spend it? Who were you with? Who did you spend it with? Things like that. What is sodium for? Okay, let me just come back to the topic. Oh. I recognize gaslighting for what it is. Gaslighting is a person taking your attention, provoking you to remember your darkest emotions, your darkest feelings, terrorizing your... She's basically a terrorist, like emotional terrorist. They terrorize your feelings, and the thing is that once they leave you feeling terrorized. Can I keep saying this? They just leave you feeling terrorized. She terrorizes me. She terrorized and terrifies me emotionally. She talks about all these nasty things. She questions my life, my work, my privacy. She asked me personal questions about my family. She asked me, like, the thing is that I think she's been the girl, the contractor. the contractor, supervisor, or whoever she is who works with the developer and defect team, I think she's been observing me. She's or not, because we know that toxic people are mainly liars. They are liars who tries to dig a hole into your most vulnerable self, and then they put an anchor in it. They anchor control over a part of your most vulnerable self. And she was obviously some of my vulnerable, like it's a healthy vulnerability, but she's unhealthy because she thrives and gleefully explains to me vividly how a woman fall from her floor and die, and she tells me, oh, the police said there were drugs in the house, there were guys, they said they were locked out, and they say that she tried to jump in, the guy was also trying to jump in, but they don't know if this is a suspect as a murder. I don't know what's wrong with her. Why doesn't she just like shut the fuck up and not tell me this stuff? And of course, like, I didn't expect that I would meet such randomly psychopath, but you know, these things happen. These things happen. But guess what? I'm gonna take this experience, investigate it, as in research so much more on gaslighting, because it definitely gave me a leg up or a better perspective about being gaslighted, because she was gaslighting me all the way through. And in one moment I felt as if I couldn't it was just like as if I was stuck in my mind and I cannot speak, and I was just standing there. I was just listening and cannot speak, and my mind tells me, I don't like this, I don't want to hear this. And then she keeps on taking my attention, like she keeps. And then you know how I got her to get the fuck up? I just kind of like don't even wait for them to get out to close the outside door. I just kind of like close the door, lock. Oh, I just couldn't. It just felt as if she was trying to get me to be emotional, to be reactive. And then she got people that I dealt with to ignore me. And she said to my agent that she's going to deal with me directly. And I told everybody, I said, something's wrong. I mentioned many times, I do not want to deal with her. She speaks so many bad things. And the thing is that when you are being gaslighted, because there's nobody around, they believe they have the power to undermine you. They believe, so she's basically a psychopath. She's not a sociopath, she's a psychopath. Because sociopath, they don't easily gaslight with a very, I don't know how to say this, but a psychopath, they gaslight and they leave a very heavy remnant of negative energy. So this girl, she made me have like this twitching eye for like few weeks, and the things that she said, and I don't know what to believe, whether she does purposely said it to, because everything that she asked me is to actually see my vulnerabilities. And I think people actually know or something. I don't understand these people. And it's very hard to try and understand people who are crazy. And if you are trying to understand the toxic people in your life, kudos to you, because you are like hardworking. Your brain, your mind is at work, and it's working very hard to try and understand crazy people. But sometimes we just have to like stop trying to understand, but trust your gut instinct and refuse to tolerate this. How do you explain such beasts and monsters? She is a beast. She's a beast. Not in the patriarch definition of power or idol or pride. but a beast in the way that is like a monster that ravishes the good things about you. And I think she wanted to steal my identity, because when I see her picture, I just feel like there was light that wasn't there before. And then I think she actually tries to steal my light, because I do mention like toxic people do steal people's light, correct? Okay. I might take like a few minute break, because I cannot keep speaking over like 7 minutes long. So if you want to say something on the live chat, this is your chance. But if you've been muted because you've been bad, then you don't have a chance. I muted some of the people who used to chat on the live chat because they said nasty things. It seems that they are partially a sociopath. I don't know if they are at the level of psychopath, but they have sociopathic tidbits about them. Okay, so my last video previously, I said that I can feel someone cursing me or getting angry at me, and it might even be like people from my toxic family who sees me doing all this healing and suddenly like stalks me back and do all this. Or it might be the thing that I mentioned about the contractor and my house. Either way, it is what it is. It's that. It's an issue. And how are we going to solve it? For me, I'm trying to convey to all of you about having this upper hand on recognizing gaslight, because I get to see it. Like after maybe a few weeks, about 2 days ago in New Year's Eve, I finally see what is gaslight for its true form. So let me explain to you in, like, I will write down, because it's better that I write down. Okay, everybody? I'm gonna write down how do you actually, the details you need to know to capture people who are gaslighting you. Gaslight's true form. Can you guys see that? Okay, first, they start with a very sympathetic story. So they start with a very sympathetic story. Second, it's like this is their motive to earn trust quickly. Motive to earn trust quickly, because she said to me that, you know, like she talks to me as if I care, but I don't. And she is trying to establish I should. Can I write that down? They try to establish that we should care, even though we just met. Oi. Even though we just met. The way that she tried to earn trust quickly. Her motive to earn trust quickly was that she gave me a story where she told me that her supervisor or her boss scolded her, and I'm really sensitive and I just cry. I'm really sensitive, I just cry. And then I couldn't believe her because sensitive people don't outwardly call people stupid or dumb. And she called the contractors dumb, dumb, idiot, idiot. But it was in Malay. And how to say this? For someone to keep flipping their personality. They flip their personality, keeps shifting or flipping, and the things they say don't match their assumed personality. Flipping and the assume. Okay, this is like Gaslight's true form. I'm showing or teaching or sharing to you what I notice with people who is gaslighting you, because I see it in its truest form. Because she was trying to take me emotional hostage. She was trying to target me. She did target me. She wanted to, and for a few weeks I was just waiting for my house to get robbed. I was just waiting for something bad to happen. I was just waiting for for something bad that happened due to these circumstances. I already suspect it's her. She accidentally slipped that the Indonesian plumbers are her sister's contact or something like that. I don't know. But I'm just saying that she and the Indonesians are... Indonesia is a country if you don't know it. We have a lot of immigrants, like in Malaysia. The immigrants that come to this country are Indonesians, Bangladesh people, Indian people, Pakistan people, people from that region, North Asian region, and some Philippines, Indonesian, Philippines, Vietnamese. Not a lot of Thai because, Thais. There was some Thai who came here immigrant as like masseuse. So, short info about Malaysia, this country. So, she and the group of Indonesian guys, I felt as if they were onto something because the Indonesian guy broke the toilet seat cover, and the way he spoke to me, he repeated many times. He tries to challenge me. Like, why do you need to tell me? Why do you need to raise your voice? And why do you need to tell me over and over and over and over and over and over again? I said, tell me once. I can hear. That's it. Why do you need to tell me over and over again? Tell me once. That's it. So with him, I already established that kind of boundary. I said, no, get up. And then when he entered, I suspect that he entered with some kind of a black magic dummy or something like that. Because Indonesia is very well known to do black magic, especially contractors, especially people who work in this industry. They always have some kind of like a shield or protection or something really dirty that they pray or worship to, because they maintain power, protection from this very dirty thing. It's either they've done some ritual, they've done some sacrifice with dead baby, sacrifice with dead body, sacrifice with dead females, anything to do with the dead thing, sacrifice, dirty thing like blood or shit, or I don't know about shit, but I've heard about blood. Shit. Sometimes they because I already have all this knowledge coming in to me that says that the man who came into your house is dirty. The contractor, one of them are a murderer. And I know this is a very long shot accusation, but for all the things that I've seen with my third eye, based on the presence that they entered and they left and what happened, it, to me, to my senses, what I feel is true to me. Like, these people are really bad news and really bad luck. Really bad luck. So let me continue with understanding gaslight. Okay. They repeat words or phrases to push you into a negative feeling. They speak with malicious intention to provoke, intimidate, invoke fear, create restlessness. Because they make you feel upset, they make you feel angry. They will try every avenue and area. They will try every avenue and area of accessing the most vulnerable part of your mind. Your mind. They will try every avenue and area of accessing the most vulnerable part of your mind, and then anchor you to be locked. Anchor you to be locked in that memory that blinds you and keeps you emotionally depleted and miserable. Because, let me explain why. Because it felt as if I was being psychologically abused. She speaks so freely. Please don't speak freely. This is not your house. I should say that. Wait. Oh. You guys can see this, right? Okay. Oh no. One of the flame, it died. So I might just as well try and God. Okay. Because if you just let it run, it's not like a full on, it's like a 3 flame candle. taking a break. If you like this video, you're watching this, click the thumbs up. If you want to have a session with me, go and check my website. If you're well-to-do, like if you are, well, how do you say this word? If you're well-to-do, if you can afford it, make a donation to support my channel. Thank you so much. Let me finish it. Let me finish this. Number 7. Let me think of it. Gaslight's true form. They start with a very sympathetic story to establish some kind or some form of empathy. I should really add that. Sympathetic story to establish some kind of empathy. So so this is gaslight. They start with a sympathetic story to establish an empathy. So, like for example, oh, my car broke down, and then you feel for them, hey, because you're naturally human, because you're like, oh, okay, sorry to hear that. And then they access your heart. So then their motive to earn trust quickly, number 2, is that they will tell you something about themselves, or they will get you to ask something about them. They will expect you to treat them like something. So, like, sometimes, right, toxic people, they don't know where they stand. So we must tell them where they stand. Okay? But it's hard, but you can learn, because adults, when you're an adult, what I can recognize is that when you're an adult and adults don't necessarily grew up being raised with perfect manners or healthy minds. So there will be people who are adults with very toxic manners and very unhealthy minds. And when they try to impose on your boundaries, impose on your territory or your house or your safety or your privacy, especially privacy, these are the things that you need to prepare for if you ever come across this type of toxic people who have unhealthy minds and very toxic behavior and manners. One of the things, if you've never been prone to it, is that you would doubt telling them to shut up, or doubt telling them, I'm not interested in your stories. Can you just, if you're not here to supervise, can you just leave? Like, that would be what I would say to her. If it ever comes, I don't think it ever happened again, but if it ever happens again, I would just, because her intention was not in the right place. And their personality keeps flipping. Okay, when they keep changing their personality, what they're doing is like they are trying to change the channels of your attention. Change the channel of your attention. Like they became in order to gain trust or to gain empathy from you, to earn your trust, they need to, in order to gain your trust, they need to feel as if you trust them. So in order to trust them, they tell lies that might not be true. And maybe she told a lie. She told that a woman never died, but she made it up just so that I would feel afraid or scared, because these people will invoke fear. When they keep changing their personality, they're flipping from a storyteller to a mother to a person who listens to gospel or religious radio station, just the way she does. She was like mentioning, but I don't thing that she does at all. It's as if that, oh my god, come on, that is just so rude the way she is. I just feel as if she violated my home. I mean, come on. She definitely did violate it. She keeps on dropping these hints as if like, oh, you know, there was this girl, right? She's like the daughter of some well-to-do public figure, and she fell to her death. And I don't know why she's as if like she's trying to mock me or something. I don't understand. But I think she's just being crazy. That's it. Like we shouldn't trust people like this. We shouldn't trust toxic people. But because they enter our mind and they made it sound sane because they portray their innocence so well. We didn't catch them in their lie. We didn't catch them in their act. And they are very irresponsible storytellers or slanderer or gossiper. They are very irresponsible. They will tear down someone's reputation. They will try and just their brains, their mind, what they do is just that they spread lies about everybody, but the lies is all about them. Everything that they've said goes back to her. But they manage to intimidate everybody to believe that she's the innocent person. So this contractor girl, Sue, I think she's managed to do that. And the people that I used to contact with and ask them, hey, the appointment is at what time, and like what time is there availability? And she is just like, this shouldn't happen, you know. She's not a proper material to take care of, conduct this shit. Sometimes people, it's not my fault. This isn't me at all. This is all her. She underestimated my kindness, and a lot of people will underestimate your kindness. If you're kind, people will underestimate it, especially toxic people, because to them, kind people are easily bullied. But she doesn't understand that there are kind people who are intelligent, who choose to be kind. Kind people who are bullied are perhaps people they know in their neighborhoods who were poor and then bullied, and because they're nice, they're being bullied. But there are motherfucking nice people out there who don't want to get bullied, who don't expect to get bullied. Okay. So number 5, they repeat words or phrases to push you into a negative feeling. So, like I mentioned, the Indonesian plumber who came by, and then he said he was checking the pipes, and then he was looking up to the ceiling for the upstairs pipes, and he broke the toilet seat cover, and then he tried to tell me. I'm like, why do you need to tell me like 5 fucking times? You told me like 5 fucking times. Why? Tell me once, I can hear. I have to treat him like he's a fucking idiot. But not the way I speak right now. I was more pleasant then. And he expect me to get angry, you know. And I think that all these people, toxic people, when you want to show anger, that is when they're pouncing at you. That's their game. There's their ammunition. There's their weapon. You reveal anger, and then they're going to get angrier than you. And then they win. And you're just speechless to their evil intent to win. They just want to challenge you. Who's the angriest person in the room? And then if you want to show anger, they're going to show a darkest anger. And then they will win. They don't care. It's all about winning. If you dare confront them, it's all about winning. Because that's when the rules of the game is now in their favor. They are the most angriest pricks around, whether they're bitches. They're the most angriest. They're the angriest, the most depressed, the most desperate, the most in despair, the most agony, the most grieving. Their Lord is the Lord of darkness, Satan, demon, jinn, evil spirit. So when you want to get angry and you don't see that there is exactly where they need you to be. At all time, I maintain my emotions when they are around me. I don't get angry. I just told them exactly what I tell them. No. Even when this woman is a little bit off because I didn't get to say no to her because I was trapped in my mind being confused of why the fuck is she talking to me like this. So next time I remember that I don't want this conversation, I should say, sorry, shut up. I don't know, I don't have any more words. I just want to tell people, shut up. I don't want to listen. I think it might sound rude, but guess what? It will protect you from being gaslighted. Tell people, shut up. Can you be quiet? I don't want to talk. I'm just here to look at the progress. This is my room. I don't have to keep giving you my attention. Right? Like, who the fuck do they think they are? So sometimes when you are kind, people will take that as an invitation to exploit you. Because to them, people don't treat them with respect, and they don't know how to keep that respectful distance or respectful ambience, and then they breach a boundary, and then they reveal that they are not ethical. Okay, number 6, they speak with malicious intent to provoke, intimidate, invoke fear, create restlessness, and angry. The difference with people who are raised in a surrounding that is very survivor based, because people who are poor, they have, just not all of them, especially like unhealthy ones, people who are raised in a survival state, they use their natural emotions of fear to share and bond. They will say, hey, do you hear somebody died there? Oh, hey, did you hear someone got lost? Hey, did you hear? Like, their mentality is programmed to be very survival. How do I say this? Their mentality is programmed to keep the fear programming revolve around them, because that's how they were nurtured and nourished, and that's what they learned to speak about. I changed. I don't mingle with people who speaks about nasty things, and I don't invite them into my world. I don't invite them into my life. There are times you might have to put up with them, but then guess what? If you can, tell them to shut up and be quiet and set your... Let's continue with the gaslight. The girl, they will repeat words or phrases to push you into a negative feeling. She said something. She definitely wants to get me angry though. She said dirty things, like like all these contractors is making her vomit blood. Like, that's her favorite word, vomiting blood. And then she say vomit blood, and then she say idiot, stupids, And then she said people dying, a woman, like it's as if she's trying to put that into my energy. And then she said, what was that? And then she said, a baby died in the freezer because the nanny leaves the baby in there because she has a baby and she's afraid of like giving. It became like all this stupid story where it just didn't feel right for me to, because I just feel like I'm being played. You know, when people are gaslighting you, they're playing with your attention. They're trying to see which sticks, what stick. And then at the end of it, somehow she said, like, I asked her, do you have like, if you keep on saying this, she said like, it makes her mad, it makes her mad, it makes her mad. These boys are making her mad. And I'm like, oh my god. Come on, man. And then she said, I don't know what else to say. But I asked her, since, like, does this affect your blood pressure? Like, do you have high blood pressure? And she said, no. I said, I have high blood pressure. And then she asked me once. And then she asked me twice. I didn't answer her. And then she asked me about my family. She asked me about where they are. She asked me about my house, how much I am paying for my house. Like, these are the things. Why? And then at that time, I couldn't even question it because I was speechless. I'm like, what? So I think that, to me, it has to come with some kind of like, because it's not all the time that you meet toxic people. You know, toxic people will feel brave and prepare to attack you because they want to feel powerful. And I think a lot of weak people around me, they feel weak around me even more if they're around me. Number 7, they will try every avenue and area of accessing the most vulnerable part of your mind. And she was trying to access the most vulnerable part of my mind is that, like, you know, I have sensitive issues with my family, and she tries to like lock me in there and make me feel miserable, and I just like that, because I can feel my brain just like that, like trying to fall, and I just push it away, and I just there was even a grunt like that, because I can feel that she's trying to force my mind down. She's trying to force my mental awareness down. So that's what gaslight is. Gaslight, the effects on you is that your mind will be confused. Your mind will feel heavy. Your mind will feel as if that you're stuck in a memory that would always be negative, miserable, horrifying. And if you just recall what I mentioned, that she talks about the nastiest thing, vomiting blood. She talks about dead babies and dead women. It's like, try and imagine what is her purpose of saying such vile things, correct? So they want to promote fear so that even I'm like this, like moving out all her negative aura from me. And I had like tummy ache around her, and she said, no, go ahead, go to the toilet. I'm like, no. Oh, right, the biggest thing that I wanted to talk about, it's 1 hour and 60 minutes. So before she came in to my house on the day of the appointment, she messaged me. She said, can we move it to now 1 p.m.? And I said, okay, you know. But they came late. They came like around around like 1 p.m. I said, well, are they coming? And then 15 minutes later they came, and then the man has a huge frowny face, because I know that 1 p.m. is their lunchtime. And I don't know why she keeps on dismissing their lunchtime. But I think she is the most wicked bitch in this residence, because I think she not just bully, intimidate, she is horrifying the contractor, I might think, because she's a very large built woman. She even looked like the large built lesbian that I met in Zurich who tried to take advantage of me, and I have a suspicion that she's actually a pervert. And I don't want to say that as an accusation, but I kind of like sense that she was eyeing me the first time that she came into my house, which is, it's gross to mention. And like nobody who's not a lesbian wants that kind of like perverted attention. And she's the typical Malay Muslim woman, female, but very large built. Anyway, I don't think her energy is that cool. They will try every avenue and area of accessing the most vulnerable part of your mind and then anchor you to be locked in the memory that blinds you and keeps you emotionally depleted and miserable. Okay, there's this one thing that keeps on, I have to hold on to it. When she enters my house, because I went down to go pick up food, because I told her, suddenly I just feel very hungry. I have to like order food. My food is coming. And then she said she's going to come to me and give me the toilet seat cover. But she ended up staying in here. And she invited herself in. She called the contractors, because I got the contractors to leave for a while so that I can pick up my food, because she changed the time and I couldn't make my own food. And, fuck. I think it's all on purpose. This is all on purpose. Maybe her life is so damn stupidly boring that she needs to fuck it up with other people's lives, right? So anyway, what I remember now, I don't know what to say this about. I don't know what to name this. When she said to me, "Go ahead, go and eat. I'll keep an eye on the contractors." And then when she said that, it caught me off guard, and I just went. But I just feel something off when I was like eating. I just felt something off. I felt like I don't know how to say this. And why I want to tell you this, why I want to mention this to you. Her suggestion is more forceful than it seems. It's like, go eat, like that. And I didn't catch her attitude. Go eat, it's okay. But then I cannot see her facial reaction. And it reminds me of when my sister does that. She said, go get Papa. Because I called the police. This is when I called the police because my brother hit me, and then my sister was standing with my brother when the police came, and then she was controlling me. She's like, go get Papa. And then I went, and then while I was gone, she said the most horrible things to the police officers. I was the one who called. And then she was defending my brother. I mean, like, come on. Oh. And there was another time where it's the same energy. I don't know if you guys have a name for this. I was, they're very forceful. It's as if, like, it's a form of a forceful control and lie. It also happened when I was in 2014, after I was like really exhausted from the trip, from being around toxic people in London, the Bristol. And then I came back to the country, like this Malaysia, and then I went for a massage, and that was the last time I had a massage. And then when I finished, this girl doesn't give me the time to, it's like shoo me. Oh, it's like shooing me. Oh my god. It's like shooing us. They are shooing us from our own rightful place. They shoot us. It's like they change the roles of power, and then this is like the most menacing gaslight is that the most menacing gaslight is that they shoo us from our state of awareness and power. Try and see this. They shoo us from our state of awareness and power. They forcibly tell us to do what we don't want to do. Like, I don't want to go and eat, but I couldn't do that, right? Because they just shock us and shoo us. It's like, leave, like that. They have this very angry, caring. It's like it's all mixed up in a very hasty, verbal, considerate, at the same time, malicious voice. Caring, forceful, considerate. Like the way my ex-sister, like, stupid bitch. She said, go. Like, she's like, go. Like, go. Go tell what happened. Go get him so that we can speak to. Like, she pretends as if she's on my side, and I just fall for it. They pretend as if they are on our side, but they have malicious reasons to get us out of the, you know, when you have a friend, you're in a party or you're in a, you know, an event, and you're getting a lot of attention in that event, and then someone comes up to you and say, hey, somebody asked for you in the bathroom. I don't know who she is, but they say they need your help. And then you have to leave people that were giving you positive attention, right? Or you're just something like that. And then you leave, and then suddenly someone locked the door and you cannot get out, and the whole event, you're not there. But that event is like partially for you. And people would think that, oh, you left the event, what happened? No, I was locked in the bathroom. Something like that, right? So this is why jealous people gaslight. They want to control your power, or they want to try take over your power. I don't know what else to say, but save it. Yes. But what do you guys think? Is there anybody who is in a? Never mind. You can say what you think on the comments. Don't see anything, so okay. Ow! Oh, my feet. What a fucking gaslighter. Okay, I have a whole thing, a book index about mean girls, and I think that somewhere in March I may have time for it. All my designs. Okay, let's see. Where is the mean girls? Like, I was raised around mean girls, mean mothers, mean sister, mean brother. Where is it? No, he's not here. Let's see. Take your time. Find it as you can. No. Supposed to be here. Where is it? Ah, got it. 1 of 3. 1 of 26. Okay, we got 26. So, I think this we have to go into the topic about mean girls or mean people. Mean people will bully you to forget your power. And you have to learn to gaslight people who gaslight. People who gaslight has desire to take over your power. Mean people gaslight to bully the people they are jealous of. Or mean people gaslight to bully the people that they're jealous of, or to find relief in forcing others to feel lost, helpless, confused, and or upset or miserable or unhappy. They get away with it because they always are masters of slipping away before being accounted for their malicious actions. Slipping away before being... You guys still serious? Gaslight's true form. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with my... Let me just refresh this. Stay on page, leave page. Gaslighting is a tactic to take someone emotional hostage and control their mind and body for exploitation. I will explain emotional hostage. How it takes you emotionally hostage. Emotional hostage. Ugh. What is this? When you're doing something good in life or something that would expose people with bad behavior, there will be the agents of Baphomet or agents of Azazel or agents of any form of demon or bad genes who tries to distract you from your holy work. And if I might say, exposing evil is a holy work, which is, I think, what I am doing. And only beautiful souls and gorgeous people would support holy work. And that's just it. Because there's some holy soul in you as well to support and to keep on learning, because you want to learn about protecting yourself against evil. And if you are protecting yourself against evil, imagine that you have a beautiful energy, like holiness, or like you have a desire to reach that nirvana or to reach that state of enlightenment. And with enlightenment comes this great compassion to alleviate suffering in people that you know you can offer help or support in whichever form that you feel is right for you. So sometimes I may get people who are like that on my channel. It's normal. I just have to accept the fact that people will stalk me, or people will try their luck to try and damage me. But I have to come to learn this is what it takes to spread positive empowerment to people who have been bashed down by evil, toxic people. And I'll take it slowly. Like, I will keep doing what I can to spread this awareness and light, wisdom, so that people like you who are survivors, who are warriors of love, learn to take your power back from people who are very mentally ill and very unhealthy and very unwell in their perception of the world. Healthy people don't hurt people. So. Okay, let me talk about emotional hostage. And I'm going to take the cards out before. I really don't know if 2 hours is enough to finish. I kind of spent 20 minutes talking about my New Year's Eve. If you're on your phone, do you think you can read the little small text? Because if I'm on my phone, let me check if I can read it. Coffee. Who drinks coffee at 1 a.m.? Who else? Let me go here. Sit here. Am I there? And then you probably hear me saying ay, 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 on my phone. Okay, wait, where is it? I'm trying to see, but I get an ad. I don't know why. Okay, got it. You can see it, yes. You can see it. You can read it, right? Yes, I can read it. So, let's begin with emotional hostage. Why would people who wants to gaslight us want to take our emotions as their hostage? Emotions are something really precious and really like a treasure. If any, like for example, I'm quite, like, how to say this? I believe I'm a very unique person, and I have a rich soul, because a lot of the people who gets targeted by a psychopath is because of their rich soul. They have this flair for art, this eye for creativity, this intelligent way of designing things, or having this wisdom, intelligence, having their IQ really high, or having this fantastic association to a group of people, whether they're wealthy, they're designers, or they are architects, or they are just whatever that elevates the status of people who gets associated to them. Psychopath burrows their way to elevate themselves, and that makes them a precursor to narcissism, and their thoughts makes them a narcissist if they want to associate to other people in order to elevate their standards or their life or their feelings about themselves, grandiosity. When they take an action, like the girl who speaks to me and expect me to care, expect me to show compassion and empathy and buy into her sympathy, at the same time she flips her personality and tell the contractor, you stupid, and I'm like, what the fuck is she up to? Like, then I just don't intrude, because I learned my lesson with intruding toxic people. Let them be. Let them be toxic. But if they're toxic to you, cut them out. Don't explain, don't confront. When you confront, they don't learn. They don't want to see that it's bad. That's why you don't confront them, you just leave. So, how to say this? Emotional hostage. Why would they want to take you emotional hostage? When they take an action to manipulate, that's a sociopath. Narcissist is like self-absorbed. That doesn't mean that they intentionally manipulate other people. There's many levels of narcissists, but a sociopath is very manipulative. So a sociopath who manipulates, they would think in advance how to get you to somewhere or to be feeling something. A sociopath may have a sense of revenge to you because they are revengeful over rich or people who are seemingly rich people because they're poor. So they take out their grudge of their life not being the way that they want it to be, and then they blame it on the closest people that they can attack. So a sociopath would blame, maybe they are ugly or they were born with really bad genes, and then they are so like they're long and they're so desperate to be with someone, to know what another person's life is if they were beautiful and if they were. So this is like part of like image issues that they have, that they are insecure of. So what if they are insecure of their education, and then they would judge people that, hey, then she told me that she just finished high school and that's it. Like she's sharing to me all this to get sympathy and empathy, but did I ask to get to know you? Why are you like wanting me to get to know you? And then I remember when she was there, it felt as if she wants us to be friends, and I'm like, no. And it's very hard for me to say what I sense because they are going to deny it, and they've kind of like manipulated my energy to ignore what I sense. Yes. They manipulate our energy to ignore what we sense. Already manipulate our energy to ignore what we sense. So I'm going to make it smaller. I'm gonna make this bigger. And I'm bring this here. Oh, I'm gonna bring this here. Bring this here. I'm gonna bring this here. Is it number 12? Okay, we can. They already manipulate our energy to ignore what we sense because I sensed it. I sensed that as if she wants us to be best friends, and I'm like, that's not right, is it? No, that's not right. And then I sense that she wants sympathy, but that's not right. There's so many wrong things about her, about how she interacted with me. 12. They ignore. They already manipulate our energy to ignore what we sense. There were so many things that was not making sense. There were so many things that was not making sense. Gaslight. It doesn't make sense. Oh, gaslight makes you feel like it's nonsense. the person in front of you is nonsense. Gaslight makes you feel that the person's behavior in front of you is nonsense or plainly speaking. Batshit crazy. You know, I have this kind of thought where I was like thinking, why is bad shit makes people crazy? Because bad shit is very expensive. Like, I'm taking this literally. What is guano? Yeah, guano, because I remember this from learning geography or some class in high school. Guano, I think it's either history or geography. It overlapped, I don't know. The excrement of seabirds and bats used as a fertilizer. So guano is bad shit. I know this is like off key, but it helps our mind get refreshed from all the serious things. Guano is bad shit. I was like thinking, do you think like toxic people who are batshit crazy eats this bad shit and then they turn crazy? What do you think? Because I'm like, like, who the heck makes these idioms? Is it an idiom? What is an idiom? I Google everything I don't know. Sorry you have to see me do this. I'm Googling, is bad shit an idiom or a metaphor? Is an urban dictionary. A person who is batshit crazy is certifiably nuts. The phrase has origins in the old-fashioned term bats in the belfry. Old churches had a structure at the top called a belfry, which housed the bells. Bats are extremely sensitive to sound and would never inhabit a belfry of an active church where the bell was rung frequently. Occasionally, when a church was abandoned and many years passed without the bell being rung, bats would eventually come and inhabit the belfry. Belfry or belfry? You tell me. So when somebody said that an individual had bats in the belfry, it means that there was nothing going on upstairs, as in that person's brain. So toxic people, to be batshit crazy, is to take this even a step further. A person who is batshit crazy is so nuts that not only is their belfry full of bats, but so many bats have been there for so long that the belfry is coated in bat shit. Hence, the craziest of the crazy people is batshit crazy. Hashtag nuts, hashtag psycho, hashtag crazy, hashtag insane, hashtag moronic. So sometimes when we, like for us, healthy people or people who are learning to become healthy because their life in their childhood they were surrounded by toxic mentally ill people. Maybe you were raised by these people who are so like trying to get security that they abandon their emotional health, they abandon their spiritual health, and they are just like material all the way to the grave. All about the money. And I saw something, some ad, and I'm like, I just lose focus. So when we face people who are toxic like this, yes, I wanted to mention that. when we want to face people in world and in life, sometimes people who gaslight, they are batshit crazy because they don't make sense. They don't make sense. I can understand people feel good around me, but it doesn't mean that I want to give my energy away. It doesn't mean that people will guilt trip me for having this life, or like people only see what they want to see no matter what. Like if I tell them, hey, I've suffered in so many ways, you don't want to see that, do you? You don't want to see that. Why? Because you only want to see what you want to see. So people will only want to see what they want to see if they have a delusion and they are not grounded in reality. So a lot of toxic people, they have a delusion. They only want to see what they want to see. They would assume things about you that is never going to be true at all in your entire life. But they want to see what they want to see because they see you as a mirage that would rescue them from their hellhole, that would give them some sort of a relief, that would shower them with empathy, attention that they never had it before in their own life and things like that. So in order to gain your trust, to gain empathy, to gain your attention, they need to lie to be someone else who they are not. And in order to do that, they need to control your mind so that they morph their personality into something that you would accept into your life. And they lie, they twist your reality, they jerk your leg or knee, or they kind of like keep pushing you to accept them through manipulative and desperate attempt to receive your empathy. And they obligate you to care about them, and that's a big red flag. They obligate you to care about them. So if you know and understand and accept the true form of gaslight, it's gonna be so easy for you to catch people off guard with their attempts to try and buy or intimidate their way into your life. When you learn to see gaslight for the true form it is, you get to... Can someone finish my word for me? When you learn to see gaslight for the true form it is, you get to... What did I say, everybody? Oh, Happy New Year, Nadia. Do you know what I just said? I just lost. I mean, I can try. When you learn to see gaslight for the true form it is, you get to control the red flag. You get to... Whatever I said just now was perfect. When I'm tired, I just cannot focus. Okay. When you learn to see gaslight for the true form it is, you get to... Divine universe, angels, send me the words. See that shit crazy people before they come. Before they come into your life. Or just now I said, it was just there. When you learn to see gaslight for the true form it is, you get to see the batshit crazy people before they come into it. Yes, they burrow through and intimidate their way into your mind, heart, and body. Yes. People Burrow through. Burrow. If only I have an assistant to do all of these things, then my book is probably out already. You have no idea the content that I am spewing out, that I'm gently relaying to you. It takes time to build a big palace, a palace of peace. Or like a cottage of peace, but a cottage doesn't fit all the people that I want. Like the Taj Mahal. If Taj Mahal was Atlantis palace, it was... Oh, anybody seen Aquaman? Because I plan to go see Aquaman because it talks about Atlantis and a lot of people in the New Age community loves it so much. I want to go watch it. I don't remember what I watched last, but I did mention it to you guys. Oh, I watched last in Christmas or something, or before that. House with clocks in the walls, right? It was nice. Oh, and then I talk about the demon Azazel. Ugh. Anyway, so when you learn to see gaslight for the true form it is, you get to see batshit crazy people before they come into your life and they burrow through and intimidate their way into your mind, heart, and body. So, talking about emotional hostage, I think that chick wants to take me emotional hostage because she was trying very hard to trap me in a miserable emotion. And if you watch my previous video, you would understand why I got so angry and riled up. And it was unhealthy. But because I already have like certain steps to call in extra protection, to clean energy, to speak my rights. I mean, I was feeling like I want to move if I don't get this sorted. I called the landlord. He's in a different country, so I didn't care about the long distance call. It never was a problem for me. Because I really thought that I needed to speak to him directly because the agent is so stupid that he keeps on ignoring the fact that I mentioned and I've informed you I do not want to deal with her no matter what. If he would have at least follow up with me, he would have known. But he just enrages the fuck out of me. But I'm not going to, like, you know, show anger. But as you know, this shit happens. So I was like thinking that if the universe is asking me to move, then fine. But I'm still powerful in my way because I'm not moving because of her. I'm moving because of the situation. Oh, because of the situation. Oh, there's one more. Oh, there's two more. There were cards in here that was meant not to be here. So, emotional hostage. People really undermine me. Why the fuck do they undermine me? Oh, I didn't mention about cults. I wanted to talk about cult victims. If you've ever been abused as a child and you have been scapegoated and you had been forced to be obedient and submissive to your family members, such as your father, mother, or sibling, older sister, and things like that, or older brother, if you've ever been in a situation where you were taken emotionally hostage, when I had a dream earlier this evening, because I was catching up on my sleep, thank God, I remember the time that my laptop was taken by my BROTHER. He was doing that. He speaks with this caring, forceful, considerate, pretend as if they are on our side, but they have malicious reasons. So I had a really nice laptop. And I use it when I go to college because I was at college. But when I came back, he came into my room and he said, here, take my G4 or G3, the biggest desktop for Apple. And then he said, oh, this is better for you. You should give me yours. Like, give me yours, I'll give you this, is better for you. So he just lied to my face, and it makes me feel very miserable. And it makes me feel like it is a very uneasy feeling. So when you feel uneasy, that's also a feeling of misery. And you have to notice that, because no one will notice it for you. And then you have to learn to speak up, and you have to say no. You have to learn to protect your values, protect your worth, and just say no. But it's hard for me to do that because I was still like being gaslighted. People who gaslights you always have an unfair advantage or intention. People who gaslight you always have an unfair advantage. Have an unfair advantage and malicious intention. Because gaslight is all about distorting your reality. Why they distort your reality is because they're trying to trick you not to see what they're getting. From and get from lying, tricking, keeping you. Okay, gaslight is all about distorting your reality, and why they want to distort your reality is because that they don't want you to see what they benefit and get from lying, tricking, and duping you. You know, I left a very empty, huge makeup bag in the chair, and she moved it on my empty dressing table because I moved a lot of my personal things into my cabinets. I don't keep it exposed, and I moved my beddings into the second room, and I just don't want people to feel comfortable around my room because this is my room. It's mine. There's no arguments about it. You're not meant to feel comfortable around my room. None. So I have this little bit of perception to see that how disappointed she is that the big makeup bag is empty, because I mean that I put all those small stuff in my like acrylic casing that I had for my business previously, because I reused my business, like, you know, when I opened the market and there's the places where you put your lip balms or lip colors, because I made them, and I just used them and just put it there. So I think like when she suspected it was empty, she was like, I think she wanted to explore it. I think she was almost got caught, and then she snapped at me. She got so angry, and she's like, "These guys are, these contractors are, these buddhas are, these boys, right?" And I'm like, the door is closed. I just walked in. Why the fuck you getting angry, bitch? Okay, what time is it? I told you guys this is gonna be long. I'm trying not to make it hit 3 hours, but this is like the biggest healing in my life. And I want to make 2019 is the year that we don't get gaslighted anymore. No matter what, we don't want to get gaslighted, because we know We can notice people who are batshit crazy. We know that when they're nonsense, they're batshit crazy, and we don't have to put up with it no matter what they want from us. They cannot hold it against us. But right now, she's holding it against me because she's making everybody ignore me and to talk directly to her. She's trying to take me emotionally hostage, and I will not confront her because she's going to use whatever strategy he has to get away with more abuse because it makes her feel powerful. People are so stupid, especially toxic people, and they try to make us more stupider than them. And that's what we have to protect from. What is that? Woo! I must have opened the window because there's a little bug flying. I want to smack the bug. Smack these gaslighters like a freaking bug. I cannot find it. Can't see it. Okay, never mind. Okay, so what else should we say? I've mentioned to you about emotional hostage. And I mentioned to you a little bit about my BROTHER getting the laptop, my very expensive, amazing laptop. And then, you know, he didn't take care of it. He left it in the car. Oh my God. He left it in the car and he said that the battery blew up. Or the battery kind of like expanded because of the heat, and then it got destroyed. There was this one time that he left his camera and his gears in the car, and then it got robbed. It got cracked and robbed. What? I'm speaking about emotional hostage. So when you feel uneasy, yes. I think the energy here that we need to notice is how uneasy we feel. And when people dismiss that we're feeling uneasy, we need to make our feelings heard. I'm just being creative and bending the rules. Can we try to make this year a year that we no longer tolerate anyone trying to gaslight us? If they are making nonsense, then we just leave. If they're not communicating in a direct manner, we leave. We need to learn to notice how uneasy we feel. If we notice how people don't sense how we feel, we need to make our feelings heard. So don't ignore your uneasy feelings. I took my uneasy feelings for granted. I took it for granted because I didn't know how important it was. I noticed it. I noticed I was uneasy, but it wasn't easy to notice it. It's very deep in my brain, and I was locked in it. I took my uneased feelings for granted. I didn't hold it, and I let the situation keep. Is that, you know, when you're swept by the environment, swept by the situation, swept up by the situation, you get caught up in other people's delusions. I let the situation keep going on, keep going, and got swept up by the situation, got swept up by the delusion of others. Is that I think this is the state where you're shocked, right? Yeah. Because you're stunned, you're shocked, you're speechless. Recognize that sometimes when sometimes when recognize that sometimes when you feel uneasy, recognize that sometimes you feel uneasy. You are stunned. Shocked. There was another as word, stunned, shocked, and recognize that sometimes when you feel uneasy, you are stunned, you are shocked, you are shook, shocked, stunned. And it's human. But let's make a new habit to learn to defend your reality from being forced to put up with behaviors that makes you uneasy and uncomfortable by telling these people off or continue to wreck your brain. Because I'm trying to, you remember when I said in the live stream previously about exit plan or concoct a white lie to execute exit plan and leave without any guilt or obligation. Ooh, oof, oof, oof. Or obligation. How can I fit all this? Okay, I know. Just make it a little bit smaller. A little bit smaller. See? I can make it fit. Yes. Yes, I can make it fit. Do you guys love this? Click thumbs up. Yes, thank you so much for showing appreciation and telling your stories and telling stories about your gaslight so that I can know about how you experience gaslight, how you pick up you know, tips and tricks from my videos so that what you believe you learned from the video, what message you want to remind yourself in the video. Make your notes in the comments. I allow it. Go for it. We all are here to grow and protect our lives from tyrants, bullies, meanies, toxic people, parasites, energy vampires. So we all help each other out, okay? Recognize that sometimes when you feel uneasy, you are stunned, shocked, and it's human to feel so. But let's make a new habit to learn to defend your reality from being forced to put up with behaviors that makes you uneasy or uncomfortable. By telling these people off or concoct a white lie to execute exit plan and leave without any guilt or obligation. So at this time, you can, when you suspect that these people are batshit crazy or are talking nonsense, right? Or are trying to provoke you or trying to control the conversation. Yes, they try to control the conversation. New one. Gaslighting is all about them controlling the conversations. Gaslight is all about them controlling the conversation. Because I was just listening to her babbling on and on and on and on and on and on and on, and I'm like, what is wrong with her? I should just say, I don't have time to give you this attention. I'm very busy. But she doesn't think like that. I mean, I was busy. I was busy working. I was busy working. Seriously. Ow, ow, ow. Gaslight is all about them controlling the conversations. Hence, if they feel they can keep the conversation going and afloat, they believe they are deserving of the attention, your positive, I don't know, is it positive traits? Positive reality and feeling special for receiving your time. She's bullshit. She doesn't deserve it. I mean, to all the things that she said, she should have fucking paid me. Right? But why is she... I don't give a shit. I should, like... I looked up about gaslight for the past few days, and I'm like, that was this very weird question. How do you be polite to tell someone off when they're gaslighting you? I'm like, and then I read this thing on Quora. I've never been there, but I saw something people wrote, and I'm like, why the fuck do you want to be polite when people are gaslighting you? What? Why do you want to be polite when people are gaslighting you? So weird. So Nadia says, the uneasy feeling you feel is usually felt before you even speak to them. I know, right? It does, but it just didn't feel right, and you just feel like you're hanging in midair, but you don't notice it. And then you get sucked into that reality, and then she was anchoring in my most darkest emotions, or she's trying to trigger it, but I kind of like shake it off. And then she's been trying to psychically attack me, because there was a time where she sent me a message and I felt this urge to wake up and respond to her as if that she was controlling my soul. And that's the level of psychopathy, like spiritual psychopathy, where some people are masters of gaslight, and they often do this and they often get away with this, and they have cheated, tricked, scammed, taken advantage of a lot of people. And I think that she did this with an intention to really harm me. So the landlord told me that if this really doesn't gets resolved, he mentioned he's gonna be fine with me leaving and exiting the contract, because we just signed the contract less than 3 months ago. And then 3 months ago they asked to enter my house, to this house that I'm renting, about the leaking. And I'm suspecting that I'm not sure if the leaking is even real. So they were trying to suck my energy in 30th of December, when I had this very bad mood, because I couldn't get it out of my heart, and I just keep having it run over and over in my mind. And because she wants me to get angry, and it's just a bathroom thing, but she's taking this personally. She's making everybody ignore my calls, and she wants to talk to me directly. She wants to deal with me directly. And Tony, my agent, is like, oh, she mentioned that she will ask Meredith to directly. And I said, Tony, she steal from me. She took my stuff and she told me so many horrible, nasty, dirty things. I told you I don't want to talk to her. Why are you so... Like, that would be what I want to say to him. But then I just told to the landlord. And then the landlord called the agent. And I don't know what the agents are going to do, because tomorrow, which is today, is 3:22 a.m. right now. Today, the office would be open because it's 2nd of January. And we'll see what happens, because I'm out of... like, they want... Like, she's gaslighting me. She's gaslighting me, and she's so toxic that she makes a lot of the people don't want to like communicate with me, when I'm like, I used to only communicate with this girl and she handles the appointment. And when I make an appointment with her, I never cancel. But with this bitch, she changes the time, she wastes my time. When I ask for an appointment, she doesn't confirm, so I just expect that it didn't happen. And she keeps on changing, asking, like, like something was wrong with her, and it's nothing to do with me, and I'm not going to participate in her stupidity or desperation or this cravingness to feed on my nice, healthy soul. So we have learned so much from my experience with this contractor person thingy, and I'm going to take I told you it might be long, this stream, so take it as a New Year's mind healing programming, because this is such a powerful awareness for me to really see gaslight in its truest form. And all the things that I mentioned here is, if you were working with me in a one-to-one session, this is like so good. Like, this helps. And I do universal healing. It means that I study every freaking corner of our human vulnerability, so that I can give like a very universal wisdom and translate it to like understanding like big picture, and I like put it into words. And I hope that this year 2019 we get faster and quicker to recognize people who are batshit crazy and just exit, or like tell them, oh, I have a call to make, can you just be quiet? Sometimes we have to be rude, we have to be a bitch, or we have to be called a snob or arrogant. We have to do things that makes people feel bad, and it is fine. We can never please everybody in our life, but if we were groomed to be so nice, sweet, and obedient, it's gonna be hard for us to protect our boundaries with people who don't have this thing of respect for us or people like us. So we have to break out from our good personality and break from it in a way that shows to people we have claws, we have sharp fangs and teeth. We can tell them to fuck off in their faces, and we're not afraid of them. Because the thing is that she makes me feel afraid of her, and I'm like, what is this? Like, she makes me feel afraid of her stories, and then eventually she wants me to be afraid of her, and then she wants to control me, and that's it. So let's write it down. Yeah. Nadia says, the nice personality has gotten me nowhere. You're right. When I was 17, after I was suicidal, and after I just fucking wanted to end my life, I learned to show people my bad behavior. And if you watch my previous live stream, I said something about show your bad behavior. Don't let people get away with pushing you just because you have good feelings. Challenge their perspective about, because they see that you're nice and then they want to feel powerful over you, but you're a wholesome person because you have healthy conscience, you know right and wrong, and you know that you can be mean and rude and bitchy and snobbish and arrogant and fierce and a badass and just a really amazing person who fiercely loves herself to speak up about what's right and wrong and what you will not put up with. And you can be mean, you can be rude. And they, like in previous video, I said that they shun, shame, isolate, they make you feel bad when you're mean to them, but you're mean with perfectly healthy reasons. And then they toxic guilt and obligate you to be nice to them. No matter what they do, they get away with bullshit and jack shit and cat shit and bat shit. So they get away with being crazy, but they get to bully you and force you to be nice to them all the time. It's because they're gaslighting your reality and they're forcing you to love them, and they're taking you emotional hostage. So now, all of this is all one big shit because they gaslight you, they take you emotional hostage, and you become their victim. I'm not gonna be your victim. I'm not gonna be any of these bitches' victim. And I know that I'm not in the mood to confront her. Oh yeah, my last video I had to go to the loo because I was keeping my bladder. My bladder was like beautiful. And then someone named Charles, he said, maybe you should confront her. I'm like, oh, maybe I should. But guess what? Last time I confronted a sociopath or a psychopath, it just ended in a way that they win. You don't need to confront psychopath. Sometimes you don't need to. Because we don't need them. We don't need to prove them our power. We are already powerful. They need to make an impression to us that they're powerful, because our light triggers their insecurity, and it's gonna be like this throughout our whole lives. If we have a beautiful energy in our soul and spirit, unhealthy people will try and challenge us, but we don't have to participate in their war with their inner demons. She has an inner demon she's upset with. She has sins. She has darkness that she's using me as a mirror to fight. But sometimes when we become enlightened and awakened, we don't have to participate in other people's war. And that's what I mentioned, that in life, there will be people triggered by our light, but we do not have to participate in their madness. That's a very nice thing to say. We don't need to participate in their madness. And how to say this? What else to say? So I don't know what I said with these 3 things I mentioned, and I just forgot it. So this is water. I'm drinking water. There will always be people trying to prove to us that they deserve, they're powerful, like they're trying to leave a mark on, or leave an impression on our mind. But that impression is exactly a video I mentioned about infatuation. The feeling they left with us is the feeling that used to be ours, and they are trying to steal our natural impression and our light. So you have to watch that again, because I cannot recall what I said, but it does resonate. So all throughout my 21, 22 videos since 7th of December last year seems so far away, we've been really knocking this topic down like domino. And it's going to go down. It's gonna go down. It's not gonna ever get back up, because we're stepping over this shitty experience and turning it into fertilizer, so that we can create better experience, so that we become healthier and happier, and we do not have to be victims of people who are batshit crazy trying and lure us into their madness, where we don't have to. Don't have to enter their madness. Don't have to. So we have to learn to exit. We first recognize the person in front of us. If they are gaslighting us, you have to understand how they gaslight. So when you have an impression they are about to gaslight you, cut it short. Cut the conversation short, which I should have done. But I have this kind of like uneasy, I wasn't aware of my uneasy feeling, and I was quite mute. I was just stunned, shocked. Did I say shocked in there? Because I remember I wanted to put a few S words. I was stunned, I was shocked. There was another S word that I mentioned, I just forgot it. I like to, like, if you know my habit, I like to use as many similar meaning as one word, so it just gets drilled into your mind. Shunned, oh no, shocked, stunned, and you know that I always use so many words that shares the same meaning. So let me just take a break. I think we're going down to like 3 hours. It's 3:33 a.m. right now. Because initially I knew it was going to be 3 hours, because I know it is a very long healing. So that's why I give your mind a break with like jokes, with like my personal story, so that we create this template in our head free, so that we can put it all in. I'm decorating your mind with wisdom. That's what universal healing does. Can I just lean back and take a break? Oh, my legs. Nadia says, truth, Meredith, you're speaking the truth. I love it. They're crazy, ain't got nothing to do with me. No. Yeah, you're right. Okay, let's see what else. Oh, I'm just taking a break. Sometimes I speak too much that I don't realize my jaw is hurting. If you feel like you're wanting to support my channel through donations, I welcome it. Thank you so much. To anybody who's watching who can afford it, if you can't, it's fine, don't worry. I'm just trying to get some cash, bling bling, so that I can do certain things. So I want to grow. I want to financially grow. And I believe that I just keep doing this and keep getting all this healing out, so I can grow and you can grow, and I can work on this book. I don't know though, like I'm still like putting it out there. Should I repair my computer or should I not? Should I repair my computer or should I not? So that's out in the air. Okay. Gaslight is all about them controlling the conversation. Hence, if they feel they can keep the conversation going on the flow, they believe they are deserving of the attention, your positive reality, and feeling special. Oh shoot! And feeling special for receiving your time. So we have the Pleiades. Nadia saying you will grow financially this year. Keep going. Thank you, Nadia. Thank you. So we got the first card that flipped out because I was reading that thing and I was trying to remember something. You know, I just had an idea. 3 hours worth of this video. I wonder how many words I speak per minute and per hour. I think I must have spoken about 5,000 words an hour. Can that happen? No, I think probably more. You can read, I think it's about 30,000 words for 3 hours. So it's like 10,000 words. 4 pages. Anyway. You see, when you're passionate about something and you believe in the value, there will be people who eventually believes that you deserve to be either compensated or supported for the work that you've done. And the universe sent me like a client like 2 days ago. No, yesterday. 2 days ago. 2 days ago. And it's excellent. I don't even have to, she's just the perfect one. It's so interesting that the people who became my clients are like professional people. Previously it was like lawyer, and then now it's like a doctor. I'm like a literal doctor, a general practitioner. I'm like, well, what is this? I'm gonna have to work with Earth Dragon. And what else? Oh, I just need to take one more card and that's it. And then we're going to finish this. Exit. How to exit from people who force you to feed on their gaslight. Because literally when you are opposite of that person in front of you who's gaslighting you, they're trying to feed you poison. They're trying to feed you poison. Oh, we've been really working with Fire Dragon. We have Earth Dragon. We have Fire Dragon. So we're going to ask these dragons, especially this prepares you to accept source healing. Accept a heart activation, give and receive heart healing. So, we're going to get the dragons to help us heal what was very hard for us to notice, as it was very dismissed a lot, and we will learn to to make a new habit of not dismissing how uneasy we feel. As soon as we feel uneasy, we need to bring our guards up. If you guys need to go, I don't mind. You can just come and watch later, because I know this is a very long video. Am I reading your mind? Blue Dragon from Pleiades. I'm gonna finish number 22. I was holding these 3 things. I'm like, I said something and something and something, and I forgot about the 3 things. Yes. Ow. Okay. Yes. Ow. Ow. Imagine. Number 22 for an ending, before we go into the dragon cards, is that when you can imagine that the true form of gaslight, underneath the charisma, stories, bullshit, nonsense, lies, delusions, imaginations, toxic bullshit, is that people who gaslight have a really insecure inner child who thrives from making up nonsense just to get attention. And after they get this attention, they will hook on you to hold on to your most vulnerable memory, so that they will always use this emotional vulnerability or vulnerable memories as blackmail. They will bring up your most darkest memories to blackmail you in order for you to stay. And they will use it until, like, you know, when you read a book 1,000 times, it gets worn down. They will use these emotions until it gets so worn out that you get hooked on it forever. So if you want to secure your soul, spirit, mind, health, body, reality, life, you have to learn to see the areas in your life or memories in your past that are vulnerable. Don't let this psychopath, sociopath, narcissist, toxic people sniff it out and use it against you. As I mentioned, when the psychopath were trying to drag my family into the focus, and I just feel like that was my spirit recognizing that these are not open for conversation. These are not open for conversation. It's not open for conversation. It's a fucking private matter. And when I shake it off, she just attempted to speak about something else. So gaslighters, they converse in very unharmonious ways because their intentions are malicious. They just want to suck your light and absorb all of your attention, and they just want you to be obsessed with them. They want you to be infatuated by them. They want you to think about them. And even in the past 2 days, I tell myself, didn't this happen 6 years ago? In 2012, 31st December, I was taken emotional hostage by a psychopath named Lin Soling, and she wanted me to be with her all the time, even at New Year's Eve. And this psychopath issue creeps up again, and it was trying to absorb my mind on the night of 30th December. And I just flush it out. I work very hard to flush it out, to flush out this irrational sensation or feelings or this infatuation or like obsessively thinking about her. And I'm like, why? I don't like, just 12 hours ago, I was feeling fine. I was telling the management, I said, look, I've emailed you, I've called you, I've asked you to call the person who dealt with me previously. I've mentioned to you that I do not want to deal with the girl soup. And then my ultimatum was that I messaged my 2 agents and my 1 landlord. I said what I needed to say. If this doesn't get resolved by the middle of January, I'm fucking leaving. I didn't say the fuck word. And then they get all scared and riled up, and then they say, oh, why, you know, last Monday I just follow up with them, but I believe they're all lying. And I mean, you know, because I realize that real estate are fucking good liars. If you want something now, you have to do it yourself. But, you know, they get paid a fucking fee. And it's been like since 5th December, this has been ongoing on. So, it was just like 12 hours, I was feeling fine. I was still maintaining cool and control and calm. And then I was forced to feel something that I don't want to feel, like I know this would make anyone feel crazy or feel manipulated or feel like they're unhurt. Of course I feel unhurt, but I maintain my calm. But because I can feel the psychic attack, I can feel the projection, I can feel the negativity that's trying to force me to feel things that I shouldn't feel. I know that some people would take this personally, but she's trying to make it personal. She's the thief. She stole things from my bedroom. She moved things in my bedroom. She touched things in my bedroom. She got angry when I entered my bedroom and the doors were closed. The contractors was in the bathroom and she was just alone, and she almost got caught. She got angry. And when I realized what was missing and I told her, she said that it could be someone else. It's not the contractor. And I didn't thought it was her at first, you know? But she was hanging out in my room with the doors closed, the contractor, you know? And before that, nothing was moved, nothing was missing. So, it's just so obvious. So, pretending to be powerful is the gaslighter's most desired quality. They pretend to be powerful because the gaslighter I spoke to, the psychopath contractor girl Sue, when she speaks to me, she's like telling me words that I wouldn't have known. And she's like, oh, this is like this thing, you know, like this thing. And she speaks like the girl Shelly in many years ago when I wanted to like work with her in her holistic center. She's like, you're not ready yet. No, you're not ready yet. So she speaks like the snobbish, bitchy girl. And I'm like, why are you acting so arrogant and snobbish? But she wasn't acting so much as snobbish, but she was having that air and flair about it. So anyway, the ending of this video before we go on to this. Anyone who uses the method to gaslight is deeply insecure because they cannot be their true self. They cannot be themselves. They need to lie to feel, to access your feeling. Like every time they speak is poison to your mind. Every time they speak is a poison to your heart. Every time they speak is a poison to your mental health, emotional health, spiritual health. Because people who gaslights, they burn relationship you have with yourself. They burn it. They destroy qualities you have built for yourself, and they force you to forget it because they get to suck your light. And gaslighters, they turn off your light to take it as for themselves. And when they are pretending to be you, they get away with fooling us to believe that they are now you, and that's what they really want. They want to be you. They're obsessed, they're fanatical thinking about you. They hate, despise, envy, love you at the same time, and admire you. So they are really psychotic, and they cannot, they get away with it because of their ability to keep lying and lying and lying and lying. And people don't know how crazy they are. But eventually they will miss a step, they will fall, they will break their ankle or leg or head, crack it open, and then they will just realize that, oh shit, I'm in hell. Like literal hell, because their soul is dead. And that soul that are sinful goes to hell, if you believe in that sort of thing. I'm just being very dramatic, being very judgmental, but if you have a healthy conscience, if you believe in karma, if you believe in do good, you get good, do bad, you get bad, and even if you do good, you get bad, sometime in the future you get good, because there's always a cycle of death and rebirth. There's always a cycle of destruction, rebirth, growth, evolution, damage, dying, decay, death, blah blah blah. There's always a cycle of life and death. So for toxic people, maybe they're in a cycle of living, but eventually in the time that they are going to suffer, we don't know how much they're going to suffer because of the intensity of their bad karma. So let me just connect to the dragons, and then we're gonna end this at 3-hour mark, I hope. Gaslighting is a tactic to take someone emotional hostage and control their mind for exploitation. As you know, controlling their mind for exploitation is most of the time anything to do with your personal values, your identity, your first impression, your natural impression, your charm, your wit, your intelligence, identity theft. There's so many things. There's so many reasons why psychopath, sociopath, narcissist wants to target you and wants to make you their victim. There's so many reasons, and sometimes you don't even know it because of the things that you don't recognize. That because the things that we have that we feel grateful and blessed for, there will be people who don't have it, and they hide their desire to have it, and they associate to us, they befriend us so that they can feel, how does it feel to be in a room that this woman lives in? Like, you know, a stalker, how does it feel to sit next to a person you admire without showing them that you really admire them? How does it feel? So a lot of these people who have mental illness, who are toxic, who have really intense deep shame and insecurity, and also intoxication of shame. Eventually, gaslighters would also control you by intoxicating you with unnecessary and nonsense way of shaming you. They would look down on you. They will like they would spit on you. They would like belittle you, be mean at you. And then because you're taken emotional hostage, your mind won't recognize rationality that this shouldn't happen. That person shouldn't have mistreated you. That person shouldn't have gotten away telling you bullshit about you. That person shouldn't have gotten away creating this drama and false drama just to get people to look down on you. So there are so many reasons of why gaslight is horrible, but when you recognize gaslight in its true form, You can find a way to exit, concoct a white lie, and just put your boundaries up. And as I mentioned, I tell everyone, like, nope, I don't want her to get into my house. No, do not. Do not. Like, I got so pissed off when my agent called that girl and said she will deal with me directly. And I got just so upset that he doesn't respect my wishes because what? Doesn't he read? Is he blind? Does he want to get blind? So I don't know. I just got so upset. But, you know, there's always people who tries to make your life a living hell. They try to. And you get a taste of their life. And then you know, imagine that gaslighter is a very insecure, unhappy, desperate, immature adult who finds relief by making other people's life hell. Because there's no reason for her to get people to ignore my call. But she has done something. So find an exit. Make a new habit. When you feel uneasy, exit. Take an exit. Concoct a white lie and say, I have to go. Or you can just say, can you get out? Because I don't know, experiment with the way you can get out of toxic people. And don't feel like, be cold. Be like the people who wants to shoo me away. Shoo them away. Learn to do what they've done to us. Shoo them away, because that's our power. Wait, number 8. The most menacing gaslight is that they shoo us from our state of awareness and power. So we should learn to shoo them from our state of awareness and power, because they're trying to shoo us from our state of power. They're trying to take our light. They're trying to gaslight us and burn the light within us by stealing and sucking the light. They're trying to make us obsess about them, and as we pay attention to them, they absorb our energy, our light. And previous two nights ago, I was flushing it out by prayers, by just spiritual healing that I do, because I was being psychically attacked. And it worked, and I felt better, but it kind of like carried through to the next day because I couldn't have enough sleep, and then I had to do work. But even as I fall asleep, I just keep my energy protected, and I just place so many visions of love and light around me. And I got back in touch with Archangel Raziel, Dogon, Archangel, I don't know which is which, because I have like 2 balconies, have 1 door, 2 balconies and 1 door into my house. So I put like protection into any entrance that spirit could get in that could harm me. It's like a house protection and things like that. So anyway, last thing I would say about this before going into here is, if you can define gaslighters in 3 words, or 4 for me, take them as a joke. 5 words. Take them as a fool joker. Never take them seriously. Take them as a fool joker. Never take them seriously. See them as a small person. Shoo their energy away from your love and light. Shoo them away like the menace they are, like a parasite. Shoo them away like bugs that flies in your face. Like, shoo them or smack them down. Your energy waking up to gaslighters. You have to associate gaslighters to insecure, immature adults. Never perceive that they are far powerful and far fearful than you, because that is just them pretending with your power. They're trying to absorb your power and walk in your shoes and take over your life and force you to feel they're trying to trade roles. They've undermined your kindness for an openness for accepting that they can be mean and bully you and change the roles. But you can be wise. You can be mean to them, shoo them, look at them, look down at them, because looking down at toxic people is not wrong. Because when you look down on toxic people and you look down on people who have intention to be a menace to you in your life, it's you respecting you. You are respecting your life. So when you look down on people, it's not wrong, especially if they are going to be a menace in your life. And don't perceive that they are powerful or fearful, because that's what she wants me to feel. And I'm like, what the heck is this joke? Like, is this a joke? Like, why the fuck is my body and my mind feeling fearful? And that was when I was realizing I was being brainwashed, and I couldn't stop the running thoughts in my mind. When I was trying to fall asleep, I couldn't fall asleep, because they will do a psychic attack. They will control your mind. They will try and find the most vulnerable area in your mind to take an anchor. When I say anchor, they're going to place a strong emphasis, and their attention is to place a strong emphasis so that you are forced to feel miserable throughout and feel uneasy and quiet and dismissing your own boundaries, so that they can just wallop you and just force themselves over you, and they just control your limbs, they control your mind. Because I was just waiting. I already suspected it to happen. I was already waiting for someone to break down my door. I know this might sound very paranoid, or I was just waiting for her to get someone else to contact me and lead me to her, because that's what she was doing. She was getting people to ignore my call so that I would have to talk to her. And that's what I don't want. I told her, I blocked her. And one thing for sure is that my mistakes in the past is that I never blocked her number. And then she called me back, and she got me to feel so guilty and obligated, and she played the victim, and she expects me to erase my memory of all her past mistakes. And that's the most hostile thing. Like, they're dangerous in a way that they are stupid, and they force us to be as stupid as they are, or worse, stupider than them. And that's when they control us. Okay. Last one. Blue Dragon from Pleiades. Should I do the dragon card? I think we should. So let's just do a shortcut version. Calling all the dragons. If you're into New Age, you would like this. If you're not, you can just exit. You don't have to stay here if you don't like the dragon cards. But if you do, awesome. Call upon the Earth Dragon, Fire Dragon, and the Blue Dragon, and I'm just gonna hear one voice. I'm gonna ask these dragons to help us to burn the gaslight and reclaim our power life force, and to ground our power so that we should not be shook, we should not be pushed over, we should not be rolled over, we should not be jerked around. Close your eyes, feel the dragon. I can already feel the Pleiadian dragon. Fire dragon, Earth dragon. The Earth dragon is near my heart chakra. The Fire dragon is on my hand for spiritual fire, spiritual fire. The Blue dragon from Pleiades is on my right hand. They're both like working. I can see like sparkles. It's like pale navy blue sparkles. And fire dragon is like, imagine there's a forest that is suddenly filled with rodents that is killing, or like you know, just rodents in the forest, and the dragon is just burning the entire forest, or that particular forest, to just kill the rodents, and the trees are fine. And just imagine that when our life is filled with toxic people, the universe might, it feels like the universe are punishing you, or it feels like you have bad luck, or you have like bad energy, or you just cannot grow in this stage in your life where you feel that you're not growing, where you feel that everything is stagnant, where you feel that you're just clearing. Imagine the truth is that the universe is helping you to clear every toxic thing in your life before it brings you something so precious and something so blessed, something so beautiful, something so, just such a precious gift for you. And that you need to clear and heal and transform. And the dragon is like showing, we're going to burn the dirty energy so that you don't have to put up with dirty people anymore, or dirty circumstances anymore, that you can grow, that there will be a phase in your life where you will shine without competition, because you're unique. You are yourself, you are authentic, you are genuine, you are the real deal, you are the real person, only one of you in this world, doing what you're meant to do, and you're doing your highest soul purpose and beautiful mission in the world, whatever it may be. And the Pleiadian energy, I think, is working with the, what was that, heart activation or something, healing from source. So connecting to the blue Pleiadian energy, dragon, healing from source, I can see like a comet that is like milky white and then blue tail, and then I don't know what it's supposed to be, but this comet energy is just like kind of like a station. It's like a moving station. It's I don't know what it is, but it's like accepting this source healing is like wearing a hazmat suit that allows you to have protection amongst the very the most toxic person that you could have ever met. Accepting this source healing would, this is source healing. This video is a source healing. This video is a source healing. Okay, cool. This video is a source healing. Okay, thank you. And hazmat suit. So it's like, I feel like our body, our energy is being like branded, or there's a signature energy trailing around our aura, like a milky white, powder milky white energy with like pale pastel dark blue, navy blue, but pale. And it's just like encircling our aura in wisp of air. Like, you just imagine we are the comet, whatever comet it is, like Pleiadian comets or something. We are the comet. Am I missing? Oh yeah, Earth Dragon. And the Earth Dragon is, what are you doing? And the Earth Dragon is helping us anchor. anchor this awareness into practice. So the earth dragon is helping us anchor the wisdom, awareness, the lessons we learned today into practice, meaning that when we are in trouble and we see, we sense, we notice the red flags of a gaslighter, we don't have to feel uneasy and shook or shock. Instead, we find an exit and we just leave them be. We just don't vibrate in that energy anymore. We no longer resonate to it because we have worked very hard to heal our vulnerabilities, and we don't have that dark magnet attracting these people because we've looked at it. You can keep healing it if it's not that awesome or powerful yet. You're invited to go for a universal healing session with me if you feel like that's the right thing to do. You can heal it. So what was that? As you put your knowledge into practice, it becomes a habit, it becomes a boundary, it becomes a new gravity, it becomes a new life standard where toxic people can no longer push you around, gaslighting you, and you just close the damn door of toxic people gaslighting you and talking nonsense, and you know they're talking nonsense, and you know this bullshit people don't deserve. And the reason you've been attracting this is because the previous sociopath and psychopath left a huge wound in your aura that keeps letting them trail in, sneak in, and try and like push you around. So as we heal our aura with source healing, with the dragon from Pleiades, the comet energy blue enveloping our energy like a hazmat suit to protect us from any radiation or any toxic or chemical or just parasites that are just so stupid and mind crazy shit. So thank you to the dragons that is helping us to clear this energy so that we can live our life in a more healthy and more saner and more loving way for us and ourselves. The earth dragon, thank you for grounding this wisdom into habits. And the fire dragon, thank you for burning those parasites from our crown chakra and all sorts of places in our DNA, genes, everywhere around us. So everybody, let me know what you think in the comments. Click like if you like this. If you want to work with me, you can check my website for a universal healing session. If you can afford it, you can make a donation to support my work. And let me know your stories, let me know your achievements, let me know your what you love from what you pick up from today. So it is 3 hours and 10 minutes. I hope that your new year is going on a beautiful start. Mine ended in it's a plot twist. So it was a very surprising plot twist. It was challenging, but it's well worth it. I learned so much from being in that situation that I can carry this in healing, in doing this Gaslights True Form live stream. So thank you everybody for watching. My name is Meredith Mynrose. I'm a universal healer and a peace visionary. I hope you have a wonderful new year wherever you are. That's it. Thank you so much. Sending all my love to you. Have a wonderful January and the rest of 2019. May you be blessed. May you be filled with love. May you find life will be in synchronicity with matching up with your highest divine desires. Much love to all of you. Take care. Goodbye for now. See you later. Bye.